Hi, I'm Christopher Totaro. For those of you who don't know me, many of you may know me if you've been practicing this yoga for a while. I'm really excited to tell you about this anatomy course that's coming up. It's called Key Anatomical Concepts for Yoga. I've taught it a couple of times over the course of the past couple of years in various locations around the country. And I just want to get across to you what this is about, what type of content is covered, what type of material is covered in the course, and explain why it might be for you. So, to give you a little background, I have been fascinated with the human body ever since I took my very first biology class back in junior high school. I remember being completely enthralled, just learning about this and how it all works and how it functions. I remember thinking to myself, how could anyone not be completely fascinated by that? Like the heart, for instance. The heart is essentially a muscle in the body that contracts 72 times every minute, 72 times a minute for your entire life, never gets tired. It just keeps on going and going without any thought whatsoever. It's completely automated. So as you might be able to tell, and if you know me, you probably know this about me, I love to learn. I absolutely love to learn. And the more and more that I do learn, it simply just fuels my passion to seek out more. I took my first yoga class 15 years ago, and I've been teaching yoga for over a decade. I also went to massage school back in 2008. That was when I started massage school. And basically I spend 2 or 3 weeks every year for the past 5 years in the anatomy lab studying hands-on. So there's basically just this infinite amount of information out there, and I'm always looking for more. And I realized that there are others out there with equal amounts of enthusiasm for this subject matter, but they don't necessarily know where to turn to find it. So I put together a course. This course, it's called Key Anatomical Concepts for Yoga. It's happening in a couple of weeks, at the beginning of February. It's very deep. It's deep and complex. It's for people who've been practicing for a while and really want to explore further depth in their practice. Now that being said, yes, it is very complex, but at no point would I be expecting anybody to memorize origins of insertions, to know very complicated terminology. That's not it at all. It's really just it's just the material, the content that I consider to be absolutely fascinating and applicable to the yoga itself. So all of that being said, really I just want to provide a forum. Basically, I want to provide a forum where people can learn more and people can improve their practice and ultimately practice more intelligently. So it's a lecture course, but it's so much more than a lecture course. It's a 4-day workshop. It's coming up the first 2 weekends of February. You can choose to attend all 4 classes, all 4 days, or choose any one of the individual days. And for your convenience, there are weekday evening options and weekday afternoon options for each of the 4 days. To enroll, you go to the website. It's bigroomyoga.com. That's bigroomyoga, bigroomyoga.com. And at the website, you can contact me directly if you happen to have any questions. We're going to definitely include that link, a link to the website, in the comments section below. So yeah, please feel free to get in touch with me if you have any questions about the course. On the website, you can view the entire syllabus, so you can determine what content, what material is being covered on which particular day. And I've been teaching this course for about 2 years in various parts of the country. I was approached by yoga studio owners because the studio owners recognize the value in strengthening their teaching staff, their teaching faculty. And so I've offered it to a number of different types of groups of people. Some in a teacher training environment, so prospective teachers. And then I've taught my fellow teachers who have been teaching, have teaching experience. And then last year, Donna and Jen, the owners of Bodhi NYC, they suggested that I expand the course. They suggested that I offer the course for the general population of yoga practitioners. Now, I wasn't entirely sure. I wasn't really convinced that would work. Now, the teachers who have taken my class, or the prospective teachers who have taken the course, they love it. It's amazing. But I wasn't entirely sure that the general public would have either the interest or the attention span for this particular material. But of the people who did enroll in that first course that I offered for the public, I was completely surprised at their passion and enthusiasm for the material. Honestly, it was probably one of the best groups I've ever had. So here we are, and I'm offering it again to the public, coming up in a couple of weeks. And ultimately, I think having the teachers and the students learning side by side, I think it's a great way to strengthen the community as a whole. So let me give you an idea of what the course is about. After taking the course, you're going to be able to understand what's happening beneath the skin. It's basically all the stuff that teachers are talking about during their yoga classes. And what I attempt to do is allow you to comprehend what the teacher is attempting to communicate. So you more fully grasp the command of the instructions in the yoga class. Additionally, though, it allows you to stay tuned in to these distinctive cues and signals that the body is sending you. And it allows you to respond and regulate appropriately during the class. So you'll often in class hear teachers say that you should be doing more than just making a shape with your body. You've heard that probably. You should be doing more than just make a shape with your body, but you should actually be truly feeling the posture itself. And that's one of the things that I attempt to do is allow you to be more tuned in to the sensations happening in the body. And that's the first step. And beyond that, to truly understand the yoga, you've got to have a better understanding of how to cognitively interpret the signals that are being sent from the body. And that's where you can just launch further. That's the springboard for all of this, essentially. And that's really where it all comes full circle. So we've all got this innate awareness of the body. We've been building that since we were infants, through trial and error and mimicking our parents. So there's that innate awareness, that awareness based on intuition. What I try to foster in the course is a different type of body awareness. It's an awareness based in intellect, and that once you've got that intellectual awareness of the human body, that's when every movement in your yoga practice becomes more therapeutic, and every movement in your daily life really becomes less taxing on the body. So during class, not only does the yoga become more therapeutic for you, but there are fewer opportunities to exacerbate any sort of existing condition which you may be dealing with during your yoga class. And so limiting the number of opportunities that you have to exacerbate an issue in your body, and learning how the body functions in order to tie this back into your everyday life. For instance, if you sit at a desk for 8 hours, or if you find yourself climbing subway stairs, you're carrying your groceries, you've got your kid in your one arm, you've got the groceries in the other arm. There are certain activities of daily living that are very taxing on the body. But if you can understand how the body works optimally, how it will function optimally, then you'll be able to modify your activities, or at least your body positioning during those activities, so that you walk away with fewer aches and pains in life in general. And so all of that is going to be offered during the course. Additionally, you're going to more fully understand functional movement and how to incorporate functional movement into your life. That's what's covered in the course. That's essentially, those are the nuts and the bolts of the course. I basically provide you with the information to cultivate a more profound understanding of your own body. Let's have a look. My friend Jessica over here is going to be going to help us demonstrate some things for us. Jessica, thank you for helping out today. So, as an example, I find that a lot of people have there's a misconception about the psoas muscle. So we have 3 psoas muscles. We also refer to them as the hip flexors, and I find that students and teachers alike sometimes are confused about what the psoas is, where it's located, where it's attached, and its true functions. So I'm going to start by talking about pelvic tilt here this afternoon. We talk about pelvic tilt in day number 1 of the course, and then we go further to talk more about the psoas muscle, the 3 psoas muscles, these hip flexor muscles, later on in days 3 and 4 of the course. So a pelvic tilt, and this is a very common condition. I find this all the time when people, with the students that I teach in yoga class. Pelvic tilt is when the pelvis is tilted forward, basically